Hello, everyone. So we're doing a podcast swap today. We have Michele Vilseck. She's not on the 12 minute talks podcast yet, but I was on her podcast, Inspire Speaker Network. So I get to interview her now, and we get to learn more about the host. So Michele Vilseck, she's a dynamic speaker. She's the founder of the Inspire Speaker Network, where other coaches and speakers do things like this. They get on each other's shows to grow more, and she's also changing it up a bit by doing more community events. Michele, great to have you here on your own show on my live stream.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, like let's see how we do the intro here. So yeah, interesting. So tell me a little bit about how you got started so that my audience knows about who you are and what you're building with the Inspire Speaker Network.
Yes. And I forgot to ask you who all were in your audience as well, but is it primarily
People. Yeah,
all kinds of people? All kinds of
yeah,
people.
no, a lot of business owners and coaches are my, I would say, that follow me.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So, as business owners, or I'll talk to people too, but as business owners and coaches, right? I think most of us really start out because something happened, right? Something happened to us and we overcame it, or we got really interested in something, and other people are like, wow, you're really good at that, or this tastes really good, or something like that. And so, because we have this talent and this excitement and passion for something, that's why we start our own business. And that same thing happened to me. I had a 20-year battle with some health issues that I overcame. And so I became a health coach because everybody was asking me, like, wow, how did you do that? And they were asking me all this advice about health. And so that's really where I started. And then through that journey, I always joke that I got my MBA in marketing because that's what you do as a business owner. You have to you're like, yes, I get to, you want to do this thing. And then you realize, oh, there's the business side. So then as I was over there doing that thing, I realized, I just want to do events. Like I just want to do workshops. I just want to help people. I want to do speaking. And then that's when I just really launched into speaking and got certified in that. And from there, I started having super successful events where I went from struggling to sell a $2,000 program to a $10,000 program in just a few months. And I was just really, really enjoying it and having fun. And who doesn't want to have fun in their marketing and sales? So I just really felt, honestly, this push from God, this just divine push. I was having dreams, I was hearing things. It was just like, go do speaking, go help people with speaking. And so that's kind of evolved in terms of, at the Inspire Speaker Network, we connect with other speakers and just really support each other. And really, my wheelhouse is using events as your marketing, using events as your sales, basically. And so speaking for all of those things. So
Yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, that you were able to turn something maybe negative as like health issues into something positive and now build a whole career on top of that, right? So and helping others, that's always good. Um, so what are some of the top problems speakers and coaches face in their business? Would you say?
yeah, so I think I hit on those already, but I think the top problems are what we just said, that you jump into your business because you love what you're doing. You love typically, you love to bake brownies, or if you're a coach, yeah, you had this health issue and you love to coach people around that, or you're really great at relationships or something like that. And so you jump into that with a desire, but then you realize, oh, there's tech and there's marketing and there's sales and there's all these other pieces that I now have to learn. And so the top four problems I typically say are people, you set up shop and you're like, oh, if they build it, they'll come. But there's so much noise online that it's okay, how am I getting in front of my ideal client? Where can I get, clients coming to me? ideally. So that's the first problem, is just traffic and leads. And then the second problem is, how can I do that without spending all day long on social media and becoming a social media expert? Because typically most of my clients do not want to be spending their time all day on there. And then kind of with that then is the sales piece of, same thing with sales. Okay, I love what I do, but I don't know how to do sales, or I don't love sales, or I don't want to feel like this lazy salesperson. And then because of those three things, you have a cash flow problem, which is, hey, I want to run my business, I want to help people. So then you find some people who are just serving all the time or whatever, and they're not actually making money, or you make a little bit here and it's just really inconsistent. And with speakers specifically, I find that if you go all in on speaking and you start doing paid speaking gigs, that's really great. But we had this conversation too, like when you stop working, it stops, right? It's not like a consistent flow. It's how many things can I book? And then there's dry spells in between your bookings and stuff like that. So my passion is two things. One is solve all those problems so that you can actually do the thing that you want to do. But it goes deeper for me, because I really feel like this is true. We're in this decade of change. Rapid change is happening right now. There's wars, there's revolutions, there's so many different pieces of our world that need to be changed. They need to be updated. All of the systems are outdated, and you can really see this catalyst starting to build. And so the impetus for me is, it's time to step up, right? Our leaders, and especially heart-centered, good people, they need to be up there. They need to stand up. They need to stand out. They need to be up there on the front lines, really making a difference. We don't have any time to waste anymore, because the wave is already happening. And if you step into it, you can be one of the great change makers of this generation. Or if you're still struggling in these things, we're just going to miss out on what you have to offer, whether that's health or relationships or environmental or whatever your movement is about and your passion is.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And like, as business owners, we like to wear many hats, but you're good at baking brownies, not social media and all this other stuff. So it's good to delegate that to maybe somebody that can help with all that, right? And so you said you have one solution for all these problems, and I'm curious to know what is the solution that you have?
Yes. Yes. Good question. I am obsessed. Okay, we were talking about this with insurance when I was interviewing you too, but I'm obsessed with finding one thing that does many things, the Swiss Army knife tool. And for many coaches and speakers, primarily is who I work with. And as a coach and speaker, you love to speak. You love to teach people what you know. You love to teach. You love to speak, and write also usually. But because of that, or because you love that, I'm like, why don't we spend all of our time doing the thing that we actually love, right? You love to help people, and you have this specific talent, but you love to tell people about it. You love to get in front of people. You love to speak. And so if we can make that your marketing and your sales, then you get to spend all of your time doing the thing that you love and the thing that you're really good at, instead of kind of running in a bunch of different directions. So then, then we're going to solve the cash flow problem. Then you're going to be able to hire a team or optimize your team based on, because you're able to do this. So to go a little bit more narrow down into that, speaking is like, okay, go out there and speak. But the number one thing that I've found most effective is community events specifically. So for example, groups, communities are a really amazing way to run your business. If you don't have a community, you don't have a movement. And we can see now with other people, we can just see, I really believe we're in the age of influence, where the one with the biggest mic has the biggest power, the most power, right? So we can see on YouTube, there's creators that have huge audiences and they have huge influence, and they're also making a huge amount of income at the same time because they have that leverage. And so we want to be able to build this community and this audience that we can then, that's ours, that we can then nurture and help and grow. So the easiest way that I found to do that is through a community event, a connection event. So every every time, whenever I moved into the speaking space, I was like, okay, I'm going to create a community event, a network event where I can say, hey, people, come hang out. I'm going to connect speakers to stages. We're going to give you the tips that you need to be great speakers. We're going to show you this and this and this. And it's just a really easy lead magnet for people because you're getting so much out of it, and it takes the sales pressure off too. So if I say, hey, Lorena, I have this network party. Do you want to come? You're not thinking in your head, oh, she's about to sell me something, right? You're thinking, right. I'm going to go and connect with some other people.
Though you never know. Me being in insurance, I always feel like somebody's trying to sell me something, and but a community event, that's definitely different. Question on that, because you hear a lot about like creating memberships. Is this the same as a membership, or a community is something different for speakers?
This would be your free. You can put a paid membership on top of it. So it's a very leveraged opportunity. So you can put a paid membership on top of it, which gives you residual predictable income, which a lot of coaches and speakers don't have. So that's one of the things that I talk to my speakers about. But bare minimum, if you're, or for example, you like to go on podcasts, right? So as a speaker, as a coach, you're getting out there, you're getting visible, you're getting on other people's podcasts. And what I find is a lot of people, it's like, once you're on those podcasts, where do your people go? Right? So now that you're talking on and you're getting out there, where am I going to send them? I could send them to my webpage, but they may or may not click on something, right? I could send them to a freebie. Again, they may or may not click. That's always true. But once they get the freebie, then what? Then what happens to them? Are you following up with them? Are they joining your community? Are you doing anything with them? Or are they just going to get the free thing and leave? And in our day, in the technology that it is now, research says that people need 4 to 7 hours of time with you before they really buy something from you, like on average. And so if I have a one touch and you heard me speak for 15 minutes on somebody's podcast, and then I sent you a freebie, okay, so maybe that's 20 or 30 minutes max. And the likelihood of you buying is lower. But if I send you to, if you hear me for 15 minutes here, then you come to my network event and you hang out with me for another hour and a half. And in the meantime, I sent you this freebie and I got this video and we continue to build this relationship, then we have 8 touch points. I have at least 8 points where I'm going to connect with you over and over and over again so that I can help you. And also on the business side, so I can make money too, right? Some of you are going to make money. I'm going to make money, and we're going to both benefit. So it's creating this space where you can nurture your people and they can also connect with each other. So it's not all about you and your business. It's about us and what we're doing and what we're creating together, which makes it a whole lot more impactful as well.
Now, this all sounds really great, but what are some things that hold speakers and coaches back from creating these thriving communities?
I think the biggest one is just fear of how to do it. Like, how do I do it? It sounds like a lot of work. How do I get started? It sounds like a lot of work, sounds like a lot of time. But again, or, hey, I've tried that before and it doesn't really work. And like I said before, speakers and coaches and business owners at large, they don't want to be spending all day on social media. So how am I going to manage a community without spending all day on social media? But that's why I love the community connection type of event. It's because I don't have to spend all day on social media. The event really is everything. It's the core of our community. And you're going to want to come back over and over and over again because you want to continue to have speaking opportunities. You want to continue to connect with collaborators. You want to continue to learn different things about this speaking business or whatever it is that you're doing. And so because I have this connection event that keeps you coming back, that's one thing. And then while you're there, it's feeding into all of my content. So all my content now in the community is, hey, here's when the next network party is. Hey, here's what we're going to talk about at the next one. Here's what we just talked about. And it was really cool. Here's, Lorena came and this is what she said about the event. And so it kind of, and it's centered again around our collective we're collectively, we're building each other up. We're collectively moving forward towards a common goal. And so then other people are also involved. They start inviting people to your community. So now it's not you alone that's posting content and inviting people and asking for referrals and reaching out and all of that. It's really this movement that's happening that lasts beyond you.
Yeah, awesome. And can you tell the audience a little bit more about the Inspire Speaker Network and how much time is involved in that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So if you go to inspirespeakernetwork.com, you can RSVP. We meet every other Tuesday. So if, as of recording, it's this next Tuesday. So we meet every other Tuesday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, like I said, we come, we hang out. Whenever you register, you get a big list of speaking opportunities and a get booked guide as well. And then you get to connect with other people on the event, get more speaking opportunities. This next, we have guests that come. So this week, Frank King is coming, and he is an expert in TEDx talks and getting on paid stages. So he's going to teach us how to get on colleges, how to get paid gigs at colleges. And so there's just always a lot of great things to learn. And we go on for about 90 minutes. And so that includes everything with the networking.
Yeah, that's good. And I mean, people know ahead of time so they can plan accordingly. And where can we learn more about your business?
Yeah. So the community, obviously, Lorena, you come to the community. No, I just kidding. So you want to come to the community, you want to come to the network, because again, it's like human interaction.
Do they just go to inspirespeakernetwork.com as they see up there? Do they go on Facebook? Where do we find
Yeah, just go to inspirespeakernetwork.com. When you RSVP, it'll give you the link to join the community as well. We have a Facebook community, or you can just get the reminders in your inbox. Some people don't want to be on the Facebook, which is fine. And then you'll find out all my other information from there.
There you go. Yeah, that's definitely great. I think it's a great way for people to build their speaking network and build their own community. So do you help people create their own communities as well?
Yes, yeah. So really the launch pad for speakers, as I see it, is, you're going out there and you're speaking on stages, you have your own community, so you build your own community, and that's what we do together. And then also you start hosting your own events. So now that I have my own community, I can host retreats, I can do workshops, I can do in-person events, there's like a lot more that you can do whenever you own your own stage. So I have 2 different programs that kind of help them do that.
Awesome. All right. I don't know, is there anything else you would like to add?
Yes, I just want to say, honestly, I truly believe that you have a message that matters, that you have a specific thing inside of you. I feel like many, many people are just feeling called right now to something bigger and to step up and to make a difference and to build your movement. So if you're ready to do that, listen, go. It's all hands on deck, right? It's time. It really is time for change. And we really need your unique experience and your skill set to be on display and to help other people with that.
Fantastic. Yeah. All right.